Okay, time for a bit of dark side wonderment, and this time it's the first episode of My Little Pony. This is a fairly complex franchise. It stretches right back to the 1980s, and in a funny way, it's a little bit like Transformers because we've got a number of different generations of styles of toys. For me, that's going to be difficult to get my head around. I'm going to rely on the audience a lot to identify what they see, and I know they're going to know. And just a very special warning, please do not try and replicate the toy destruction you see in this video. Leave this sort of work to the crazy professionals like me. Okay, let's do it. Well, our first ponies were purchased for $2 a pop. There's actually 5 of them. Some of them come with a crummy little plastic tree. They look like they're from an earlier generation of the Pony Kingdom. And I think these toys are not going to impress you. Okay, let's take a look at this pony here, particularly the boxing. And the boxing is the same in all these ponies. What do you think about that? Taking a look at the back here. Nice read up here. Well, I don't think it's a new series. And it says the best welcome gift for children, blah, blah, blah. That's the common dark side sort of read. That's the artwork on the back. Importer's details there, I had to cover that up. And on the bottom, in very typical dark side, it looks like that. Well, let's unbox this beautiful looking pony. Ooh, I got my hands on the pony. And this horrible little tree as well. A little bit of unsnipping to do here. Oh yeah. Well, here's a better look at the artwork, which is on the card, which is inside the horrible plastic box. And what I'm looking for is something where it says copyright Hasbro, because I'm very sure that Hasbro have the rights to this line of toys. And no matter where I look, I can't find Hasbro, but boy oh boy, I'm finding some other weird artwork along the way. Well, here's a close look at the pony. It's one of those things you probably, through camera, you're probably thinking it looks half decent, but it just feels light. I've actually got a whole bunch of real pony toys with me here on the table, and it's very flimsy and soft. I hope you can see that. The head does articulate on this toy, but nowhere on this, under the hooves, there's no Hasbro or My Little Pony, and that is what you'll often find, but it depends on the generation. If it's a Happy Meal toy, My Little Pony, quite often it'll be like on the inside of a leg or something, but there is nothing here which speaks about the owners of My Little Pony, who is Hasbro. There's a tree with little plastic coconuts, and I got to laugh because as soon as I saw the tree, it just shouted to me, Dark Side knockoff. It's sort of weird because if you had that packaging there and got rid of the tree and just had the pony and all of this trickery here, it would have pulled off as being a far grander Dark Side effort. Well, let me get the rest of these ponies out, and I think we're going to blow these guys up. Although they could be tricky. Some of them have got really firm heads. The bodies on some of them are harder than others. But these ponies don't deserve to be on the planet, as fake as they are. Come on out, you come. Ooh, it's quite an elaborate mane, isn't it? For a fake pony. Well, one thing I'm noticing of these ponies is their hair comes out really easily. Really thin and skimpy. You don't see that on the real ponies, I can tell you. Looking very awkward, isn't it? Yep, comes out really easily. And apart from the hair that gets plucked out really easily, I noticed the heads come off very easily as well. That's nasty Dark Side business indeed. Okay, let's give these ponies some new explosive names. Okay, step 1 is to drill the pony's bum. Bet you've never seen that on YouTube before. Step 2 is to charge up the pony in the hole that we already made. Step 3 is give the pony some blue tack shoes so it can't run away. Step 4, put the pony on the table so it looks oh so pretty. Step 5 is give your pony a name. Let's call this one Boomer. Light it up and then run for your life. Well, Boomer, you're quite a resilient little beast, aren't you? Well, Boomer's actually taken a fatal wound to the back there, but being like a sort of vinyl-y, plasticky sort of thing, I think we might have to give Boomer another shot right here. Well, this is proof that smoking's bad for your health. How did you survive that? You're a miracle pony. Old Boomer here is proving to be quite a hard nut to crack, and that's a bit of material science for us because What I'm seeing is that this is pretty hard and resilient to break, but then again, I have come across vinyl stuff before, which is near impossible to bust up. The little bum charge there did rip the pony there. Okay, it is thin vinyl there, but the head is much thicker. And really, I think from that charge on the head, it basically did 0. So when I come in to blow up the other ponies, I think I'll have to use a slightly different method. Well, with this next pony, I'm going to take a very different approach. I'm going to rip its head off, like so. And I'm going to fill up inside there with Play-Doh. I'll be pushing a whole ton of Play-Doh down there, and then I'll be putting a charge in there. And I think, hopefully, we'll get a totally different effect. And by doing this, hopefully the explosives will have something to work on, and the shockwaves will be able to rip through the Play-Doh and also rip through this vinyl figure here. In fact, I might do the same with the head, and I will put 2 charges in this pony to say, "Good night, sister." And then there's a challenge of getting the head back onto the body. Probably looks fairly awkward. Okay, the head's back on. It's packed with Play-Doh. What will we call this pony? Let's call it Dough. Dough, a pony about to explode. Oh, we're gonna have lots of fun. Okay, Dough is loaded and ready to blow. Hey Dough, you're invited to a My Little Pony party. It's gonna be a blast. Ooh, snap! That was some party! Dear oh dear, Dough, you have been damaged. The head is like this. The same charge in the head and the body, and it has shredded that thicker vinyl which is on the head. Other parts of the head are there. But the body is actually fairly resilient. I mean, look at this. It's sort of stretched it out. It hasn't completely blown the Play-Doh out. I think all of this little tiny bits of Play-Doh everywhere from the head, which was annihilated. But the body, surprise, surprise, is in pretty good nick. Lots of little bits of Play-Doh. It's all behind me as well. It is actually everywhere. And if I look at my GoPro, which foolishly wasn't protected properly, you can see these small bits of Play-Doh all over it as well. So it's been 1 down, 2 down, and here comes number 3. Well, our next pony, or Pegasus, or Unicornius, or whatever it's called, the Brony fans can tell me, I'm going to fill this one with this fairly stiff slime. When I say stiff, it's the stuff that's sort of like that, okay? It's from a toy that I just had, and I thought I'll use the slime in this. Do you remember the Big Hero 6 slime explosion I did, which devastated that fake Baymax? Well, I'll be taking the head off, fill it with slime. I'll put the charge in here on the back of the little wings there. There's a hole there already. And I will also fill up the head, but I'm only going to have 1 charge, and I'm hoping that the explosives will transfer themselves through the slime and blow this little thing to smithereens. I'm also going to set the charge off inside this plastic box because I'm going to try and contain the slime, and maybe we'll get a bit of an idea of what goes on, because last time I did one of these, it devastated my whole workshop. Come to my channel to see things you just don't see on other people's channels. Where else do you see slime being filled into a fake My Little Pony toy? And don't forget to slime the head. Very important to do. Hey, better give this one a name. Let's call her Slimer. Okay, Slimer, don't blink. Ooh, Slimer, you've popped the head. Well, Slimer's quite a tough little cookie. There's Slimer's head. It's still full of slime. It wouldn't be called Slimer if it wasn't full of slime, and it looks like it is intact. As scary as that looks. Let's take a look at Slimer's body. That side, when you look at it, looks like it's okay, except, oh, the wing there's got a crack on it, hasn't it? Yeah, Slimer's got a broken back. And on the other side there, looks like a wing has popped off there. And there's a bit of a rip down there, but I'm actually surprised of how much of Slimer is together. Mind you, I keep saying, doing over these vinyl sort of toys tends to be very, very difficult. Just looking inside the box here, there isn't much slime sprayed around, which is sort of surprising me. Maybe I've got to come in and do another one of these, double the charge, fill it with slime again. And here's the pony to do the job. This one we'll call Slimer Mark II. We're going to double the charge. Well, here's Slimer Mark II getting slimed, and there's one little curiosity that I found out about filling up Slimer here, is if I hold Slimer up to the light, we'll see that there is slime in the top part of the body, but there's nothing getting down to those hollow legs. So maybe if this fails, and I'm going to put a pretty big charge in this, we're going to fill one up with water crystals like the stuff you put in your garden. I've got one more pony after this one to blow, but I want to see one of these guys completely devastated. And sure, even the head gets filled as well. Some funny sounds come out of this head when I push some slime in. Okay, Slimer Mark II is ready to blow. Show us your stuff, Slimer Mark II. Well, there is a saying, it's not easy being green. Maybe it's not easy being yellow. Okay, I think I've got the result I wanted. Okay, by doubling the charge, I think Slimer Mark II has a result that I'm fairly happy with. And I think by doubling the charge again, I don't think I'd get a better result. The head has been disrupted, nice big crack up through there. Remember, the head was full of slime, and the shockwave from the explosives was down in the body. It's come up here through the slime, opened up the head. Yummy. Lots of little bits of plastic like this on the ground behind me. Remember, the legs weren't quite filled with slime. That's why it survived. And also the body over here. Come here, Slimer. That's the back legs. It looked freakish, doesn't it? But where this body was filled and it finally had the right charge in there, we've obliterated that body. There's another leg there. That leg was partially filled with slime. By the looks of it, oh no, but it hasn't blown. Sort of curious, isn't it? And there's lots of slime in this box here. I did this just to contain the mess because it gets really messy when you start blowing up slime, and something very high speed has come out of Slimer Mark II and hit there and broken this box. Well, these knockoff My Little Ponies are looking terribly distressed at the moment, aren't they? Our first pony, remember, there was the one with the little crackers in there. Double whammy on that, didn't do much damage really. Our second pony was called Doe, had the Play-Doh in the head plus the charge and the Play-Doh in the body, but still the body sort of survived. Sure, it looks disrupted there, but I think I could have done better than that. Then we filled Slimer here with slime, and he had a charge in the body, and really it was fairly resilient. I tell you, it actually did crack it up a bit, but I tell you what, I think we should double the charge, so we did. And then we had Slimer Mark II, which I think has got the best result. Really disrupted, really naughty looking pony, and that's what I want to see. Well, there is one pony left to blow up here. It is that little pink one with the nappy on there. And funny thing about nappies is they often have, like the water crystals you put in your garden, that's what actually absorbs all of the, well, wetness. They're saying it nicely. The good thing about this stuff here is that and explosives are like partners in crime. So if I fill up this pony with water crystals and put a charge in the backside, we're going to have some pony magic. Bit tricky getting water crystals into this. I use a syringe with the top cut off, and if I see water crystals coming to the backside, I think we're full. Okay, here we go. How's that look? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, okay, I haven't given this pony a name yet. I might call this one Rash, because after you see what I do, this one, we've probably got the ultimate cure for nappy rash. I'm not going to put a sparkle charge in this. I'm just going to blow it clean, so hopefully we see all the water crystals blow. There's the hole there for the charge. Okay, Rash, time to do your show. Okay, this is one very loaded diaper. Well, there you go, another first for YouTube. An explosive nappy change. Okay, well, Rash is no longer on the planet. Well, the head is, but the body has been obliterated. The head has survived. I think the reasoning is because there is a very small hole going up into the head, and there'd be nothing for the explosives shockwave to transmit into those water crystals. That's why Rash's head is there, but the rest of the body, goodbye, good riddance. It is gone. And remembering, this is actually very hard style of toy to blow up. Very difficult. There's water crystals and a tree blown over there, and if I sweep over the other side, there's more trees and lots more water crystals. Well, maybe you learnt something from that, or maybe you learnt nothing. All I know is YouTube's tell me to put an educational bend on everything you make for the place. I tried to do that, but I just want to keep blowing stuff up, and sorry if that annoys you, but that's what I like to do. Okay, our next My Little Pony bit of nightmareness is called the Pony Park Rainbow Dash's Rainbow Paradise. The back of the box looks like this. It cost me $25, and it looks like there's some other playsets as well in this series. But there's a few very strange box reads we're going to take a look at before we open the box. Well, here's read number 1. Probably pause the video because I'm not going to stay out too long, but get some tissues because you'll either be spewing or you'll be crying. Now here's a read that seems to be ripped off a real toy. Ponies are starry-eyed with wonder when they visit Rainbow Dash's Rainbow Paradise. Whether you're hanging out on the roof or looking at the stars through the telescope, the Rainbow Paradise has floors of fun for everyone. The read across the top of the box is typical bootleg sort of stuff. Owning it is your best choice. Come to own it together. Coming in for the unboxing, and where I found this toy was not usual spot. It was in a shop which was just outside of Castle Hill Toys R Us. Okay, the shop is no longer there, that's why I'm discussing it. And it was a sort of shop that had all sorts of things, but mainly party things. It was like a party theme shop, but also had knockoff toys like this. So it looks like I've got ponies and accessories there to have lots of fun. There's a bit of a rogue pony here in a rainbow. It does open up this playset. I'm yet to get out of the box properly. A bit of a snip to do down here. Let me do that next. Another weird favourite shop people like. Snip. And there's another snip to do on the back of the box here. And now hopefully Rainbow Dash's Miraculous Paradise, Rainbow, whatever, can become free of the box. And I've got a feeling this could be just ripped off a real toy. I will need my pony fans to tell me. It's a very complex fandom to get your head around. There's been lots of toys over the years. Is that a G3 or 3.5 pony? Once again, my audience will tell me. I don't think it's a G4. I think it was a G3.5s weren't around for very long. It was about a year. The G4 ponies that we see today, that's 2015, have been around for, what, 5 years? I did do some reading up, but there's a lot to get your head around with these toys. And I will rely on my wonderful audience to get this pony out. It's like a fake Rainbow Dash, I dare say. And all the accessories. Come on, jump the daddy. You won't last very long with me. Well, there's a playset out of the box. There's 1, 2, 3 ponies there. There's one pony attached to the playset here that does this miraculous sort of thing like that. Very dodgy, brothers. There's some accessories here, and the playset itself just feels ratty. And what I mean by ratty is that you can just tell by playing with this thing, it's never going to last. Things are going to break really simply on it. Okay, the pony's off there. The little cloud that rides on can be easily broken away. It's just really brittle plastic. The way it's been painted up is actually very dodgy. I don't know how bad it comes through camera, but when you look at the finish on this thing, well, should I say lack of finish, it's just rough nut. It's very typical dark side. There's a few things that are made of softer plastic that don't break, but it's one of those toys that are just so easy to break. It's just really ratty plastic. Horrible. Well, I'm assuming this is Rainbow Dash on a rainbow cloud sort of thing, sort of rainbow hair, isn't it? I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not that familiar with the ponies, especially the earlier incarnations. This, I could just rip that pony off, couldn't I, if I wanted to? Yeah. I don't know why that it's even attached. Wouldn't you just have it to be a stud there? You can change out ponies. Looking a bit ugly now, isn't it? Let's look at the next pony here. I have dress. This one put a dress on the back. That was one of the accessories. Okay, just made her naked now. Watch out. Oh, they all got rainbow tails or something. That's a bit weird, isn't it? I've got no idea who that is. Is that like a Pinkie Pie Rainbow Dash crossover? And then what's stupid about these ones is here are these two here. Isn't that the same pony? Or am I just going mad? It's just been painted up different. Same molds. Once again, there's a dress on that one I'll put on there. Maybe look at them like that. They just got different paint jobs, I think. Do the heads move? I don't know. I know the heads would break off pretty simply, I think. Yeah, just rubbish stuff. Look, it is just rubbish. This is the front door to the house, and I think when you look at that, you sort of think, well, you're looking for crisp paint lines and stuff, aren't you? It's just, you know, very, very poorly finished off, and that's very typical of knockoff Dark Side toys. It's got some very sharp edges on it and things, and you just don't find that on the real McCoy toys. Little bird up on the roof there. Yeah, see, imagine that. It comes off and then it's straight down a child's throat. Well, it seemed like a normal day in Ponyville. The fake ponies were preparing to play with their fake accessories on their fake playset. Everything was fine and dandy until there was a knock at the door.
Oh, I wonder who that could be.
Well, why doesn't someone go and take a look? To the pony shock and horror, it was Godzilla, and he was wearing one of their fake accessory hats. Well, there's one thing that ponies didn't understand about Godzilla. He tends to be a bit of a hothead when it comes to play.
I want ponies for dinner. Come and Oh, ponies couldn't take the heat.
Well, the next pony came in this bag. This is how it was sold to me. I think being in a plastic bag is maybe a sign. $5, and I've got a question mark here. Is this a knockoff pony? Okay, it's got that there. Let's get out of its bag. Probably suffocating in there. Come on out, pony. Time to play. Ugh. So let's take a look at this tag here first. That's what it looks like on the inside there. There were lots of Peppa Pig plushes getting around with this tag on there. Let's take a look at this tag down here. Okay, and we're going closer for this one. 2014 TY Rarity. My Little Pony 2014 Hasbro. Take a look at the other side. It says that. So we've got a My Little Pony mystery going on here. As far as I knew, when I saw that cutie mark there, it says Applejack. The tag is saying Rarity. This is looking like a very, very suspect pony. I've got a feeling a lot of My Little Pony ponies, especially the larger ones, have a marking on the hooves which will say My Little Pony. I can't see anything like that on this pony. So what is your thoughts on this Applejack here? Well, no hat. Well, that doesn't really mean anything because there are plenty of licensed Applejacks with no hat. It's a tricky one. The plush toys is really, really hard to tell the real from the fake. Hey, but I have a real Applejack here. It's a licensed one. Let's take a look at what this one's got that we maybe didn't find on this one here. Well, this pony Applejack is a smaller scale than the other one I just showed you. It's got this tag on it like that. That looks legitimate, doesn't it? It also has a lot of info inside there. Oh, look at that. Fabricated in Vietnam. Yes, but things like that can be so easily replicated, can't they? Let's take a look down at this other tag down here on the back leg. One side looks like that, 2014 Hasbro, blah, blah, blah. And the other side looks like that. But the thing I like about this pony is down on the hooves, there it is there, we've got My Little Pony going on. And in seeing that, I've actually got confidence that this is a legitimate My Little Pony toy. Also from the place I purchased it at, tells me that. It's a nice toy, but then again, it's so easy to knock off a plush toy. I have a sneaky suspicion that this other Applejack here is a cloner fake bootleg plush. Maybe I'm wrong, but I got a very, very sneaky suspicion I'm correct. For the real pony here, apart from Applejack, I've actually got the whole herd here. They're at the reject shop. They're only a couple of dollars each, and I thought, oh, well, pick them up, and they're a good thing to show as an example of a real toy. Because I think I need to do this in these videos, because getting your head around ponydom is actually fairly tricky. It's a fairly deep franchise. This is my daughter's collection. It's all G4 ponies in there. It's amazing how they pile up. For a while there, she was heavily into My Little Pony toys and watching the TV show. And now my son's taken over. So these ponies will probably become my son's. I've said it many times over, Happy Meal toys are a great little toy. They're $2 to buy them by themselves in Australia. You don't need to buy the food. Okay, Equestria Girls one as well. And that's what it looks like out of the bag. Fantastic little My Little Pony toy. Why double the dark side when you get good stuff like that for next to nothing? Okay, again on the argument of the real pony toy versus the fake. This is actually a set of fake ponies. They look like G4 rips to me. It was $7, but I have seen it for as much as $12. They were all through the marketplaces in Sydney where I live. If I turn it over here, that is the artwork on the back. We're going to take a dedicated look at that in another Dark Side video. But you can get a real pony toy. Remember, that was $7 for me. You get a My Busy book. These are $10 in Australia. A little bit tricky to find. They're only in some stores, but this is a fantastic thing. I'm doing a dedicated video about My Busy books. You get 12 pony characters in there for $10, and we'll take a close look at Rainbow Dash. Okay, there it is. It's like a miniature Funko vinyl figure, the best way to describe it. It's very, very nice. It looks right to me. And the best thing about this set is that it's got Spike. And Spike can be a bit tricky to find at the best of times. And I know that because I bought a lot of My Little Pony toys for my daughter, and she's always asking, where's Spike? There's also these My Little Pony toys over here, and these came from my local charity shop, and it's a bit of a dive into the, well, bygone era of My Little Pony. Might be easy to tip this out. I'm only going to show a couple of the ponies in here. Well, I'm hoping this is a legitimate toy. It's an earlier version of My Little Pony. There'll be someone out there who'll be able to ID for me this one. That is the tag on one side, 2004 Hasbro. But what sort of scares me is it's a Hunter Leisure tag. And now the people I spoke to and informed me that, well, basically anything can be done in the plush world and things can be ripped and tags can be basically put onto anything. Here's another pony, 2002, so I don't know what generation it is. I guess I could go to the computer and work that out because there are plenty of sites that talk about these as collectible toys. It's quite nice. It's in pretty good nick. The hair's in good nick. Underneath is what I like to see. That hoof there says My Little Pony. And down here we've got 2002 Hasbro made in China. So that was a 2002, and I can bring in here a 2004. Are they the same generation or are they a generation apart? And all in all, it doesn't look that played with. I dare say girls are far gentler with their toys than boys, but then again, it could have been a brony who had this toy. You just never know, do you? Here's another one, 2004. Don't know about ponies in this era. I can't name this one for you. A fan out there will. Probably someone saying, geez, Leo, can you send me out these ponies? I need those in my collection. There's also this one here. This looks like a beauty because it's got a fire there. Fire and water, is it? What does that mean? Is there a bit of both going on there? Like flary sort of hair and cool sort of body? Someone out there will know what's going on here. Once again, it's got My Little Pony there, 2004. It's pretty cool looking, I tell you. And here is a plush, a nice big one, sort of woolen hair on it. It's got My Little Pony on a hoof. That's what we want to see. It's a 2004 plush. It's in pretty good nick. It's been looked after, which is nice to see. Let me show you the tag here. Oh, it's got a name there. Sweet Berry, Hasbro, My Little Pony. I can't show the other side. There is someone's name under there. But nevertheless, a very nice looking pony. There's a colouring in magazine and there's like a fandom magazine there. Hey, I'd like to give away this pony stuff here. Are you a collector of the My Little Pony toys, especially from this earlier generations of ponies? I know from the websites out there, there are some very, very keen people who collect this stuff. Some of it's worth a bit of dough as well. I don't know whether this is the sort of stuff which is, because I'm not into ponies, of course. What I'll do is I'll also throw in these guys here. I just bought those as an example, really, in this video, against the plush. Okay, so those new, fresher ponies are going in there. And just as a secret surprise, we'll throw in that obscure one there, which I believe is a knockoff pony. It'll be a hard and fast giveaway, almost first in, best dressed. I need to see you've got a collection of ponies. I also need to see that you can show them on YouTube. And you also need to show those ponies there on your channel. It's that simple. Okay, better leave this video here. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for taking so long to get round to the My Little Pony Dark Side video. As always, thanks for watching and bye for now. Making sounds like that, I think it's full. Maybe I can call this episode My Little Pony, Friendship is Tragic. Okay, so hopefully Rainbow Dash's Rainbow Paradise blah blah is free of the box. I hope. There's more sipping. Different hairdos are not really ripping it, although it might be Rainbow Dash, isn't it? I suppose it's Rainbow Dash's, but I'll do a take 2. Well, there's one thing the ponies didn't understand about Godzilla. Apart from ponies falling over. Well, there's one thing the ponies didn't understand about Godzilla. He tends to be a bit of a hothead when it comes to falling over.
Come here, ponies. Wanna play? Well, looks like the ponies couldn't take the heat.